the POMP, or the POMP W89. This is the brand new budget quad-core Jelly Bean smartphone from China, straight off the plane, so to speak. Specifications: Android 4.2, quad-core processor running at 1.2 gigahertz, 4.63 screen, so I suppose you say a 4.7 screen, 3G, 5 megapixel camera, plus GPS and all the things you'd expect to find in a pretty well specified Android smartphone of the day. The first surprise is that it comes in a very professional looking package. It's been put together properly. This is not something, a handset that's been thrown together in a back room somewhere in Shenzhen. If we look at the box, the contents, comes with a screen guard. Confusingly, there was actually a screen guard on the handset when we got it out of the package, so it comes out of the factory, it looks like, with a screen guard, unless somebody put that on. And a remarkable piece of for this quality or level of smartphone, a remarkable user manual. I mean, perfectly produced, with all the sort of proper, inverted commas, information that you need, really, from A to Z, perfectly translated. Probably the best we've seen actually to date. A user guarantee form, which is in Chinese, so we're not really that sure what that will do for us. There you go. For the camera, speaker, and the aerial on the back, so it's protected. I mean, it's not particularly pretty, is it? But it's functional, I suspect, if you're that way inclined. Power plug, which you need with obviously a Western adapter if you're using it over here. USB cable and a very nice white headset and a spare battery. These are not inconsequential batteries. There's 2050 milliamp hour batteries, so they're hefty weight, but you get two of them for the price. And I want you to keep remembering the $150 of the price as we go through the specifications and details of this phone. And I want you to marvel at the ability for them to produce it at this kind of pricing. Okay, so what about the phone itself? Yes, those who've seen our THL review will remember that we stated that the phones have now moved to a point where even the Chinese clones are what you'd expect a top-end brand phone to be. So there's no real fundamental difference between the smoothness of the screen and any other brand you'd find out there. Yes, the specifications of the screen for the POMP W89, which is a rather strange name, isn't it? Anyway, the specifications are much lower than the Retina level specifications of the Samsung Galaxy S4 and the HTC One. But day to day, using it just as a smartphone out and about, very little noticeable difference. The whole experience is just great. I mean, I have to say, it's again, GPS and mapping and all these sort of things with the quad-core processor, and this phone comes with 1 GB of RAM. Is really more than adequate. You can certainly do all the gaming and the applications you'd expect at this level, and no glitches. The apps work as they should do. I've got the Nova launcher on here. If I switch that off, you can see that this is how the phone actually comes out of the box. So it's a very simple UI, and you're expected to add your own bits and pieces as you need, but it's functional. And those apps I've added, obviously, but this is the home screen that you get out of the box. As I say, everything works. The proof of the pudding is always something like Nova, which I installed instantaneously and had no problems with it at all. The 4.2 Android is again a nice implementation. There's none of that sort of confusion about the interface. This is a nice standard application of the Android UI. Apart from, of course, things like the SIM manager. Because this is, again, a twin SIM phone, you get a nice SIM management system. So if I had two SIMs in here, I'd be able to manage them from this point. And as you see, you can change color of the signal bars, notification up in the notification bar. You can change the name, add the phone number, and change the contacts associated with the SIM and the data connection, and all those things that we love so much about these dual standby phones, which have everything on and ready permanently. Both SIMs are always available for you if you're making text messages or whatever. The Antutu scores 13671 are again respectable, and I want you to remember the pricing again. So if we look at the chart, we're firmly in the middle of the pack here with this phone, but it's certainly not a laggard. You can see it right just here in the middle, just behind the Galaxy S3. Which is, again, for the price, a remarkable feat. It's not going to outperform the HTC or the Galaxy S4, but you wouldn't expect to. So as you can see, games, this is the new Despicable Me game, and it's very playable. Woo! Well, it would be if I didn't keep hitting things. The quad core handles it without even blinking. Likewise with web browsing, which is also effortless on this phone. I mean, again, fast, crisp, responsive. Well, obviously we're running through a Wi-Fi here and not on 3G, but even out and about you're getting, dependent upon your network provider, you're getting the same kind of quality, and it's a great size screen for doing all the kind of browsing you'd need to do. I like this format, to be honest with you, with the volume buttons on the left side, up and down volume buttons, and the power and activate button on the right here, and a clear on the top. So at the top you have just the micro USB and the 3.5 headphone socket, and it's very ergonomic. You know, you can switch the phone on and off very easily with either hand. Unlike the HTC, I have to say, which drives me nuts because of that weird sunken power activation or power button at the top here, which takes 6 presses to get going. It really is a disaster in the making, that is, in terms of using your phone day to day. The one thing we're going to say, if we're going to have to take issue, is we're not that impressed with the camera. Again, it's the usual story. They call it an 8 megapixel camera on the back, and I mean, you'll see the example photos that we've taken with it, and they're okay, but you know, we're fussy. I mean, I suppose the problem is, you know, we're looking for perfection for $150, which is not going to happen. This is certainly as good a camera as you'll get on any other mid-range handset, so we don't want to diss it too much, but you know, we're hoping that one day we'll get Nokia levels out of these cameras. If we take a quick look inside just to see, it's a very solid phone. Very, you know, it's well put together. It's not a lightweight, flimsy plastic thing. It's well built. It's probably one of the best, the most solid phones we've seen. As I said, it comes with two 2050 milliamp hour batteries, twin SIMs, and a micro SD slot, which is actually hot swappable if the operating system allows it, because you're not having to take the battery out to do that. And the camera unit at the top there with a media